It's Valentine season and love is in the air. So we invited a few guys into the studio to ask them why they love their wives. So that maybe, just maybe, by the end of this video, we'll all know the true meaning of love.
Yeah, my wife, she's the greatest. Everything between us it's perfect. My wife? What do I think of my wife? We got 700 grand a year, 2 kids, little angels, the stars in my eye. They're a dream come true. You mean that cunt with my house and half my money and my brat little kids? That wife? She doesn't have a job. But, you know, I know she's not taking advantage of me. She's really caught up with the tennis lessons. That coach, she really likes her coach. He's a good guy, from what I hear. She doesn't let me talk to him. Yeah, you know what she wants? You know what she wants? She wants more money every month. She unfortunately took half of it. It's like $2.5 grand, dude. You can't raise a kid on $2.5 grand. You're just a bad businessman. I'm just gonna come right out and say it. The sex is bad. She's been faking it for years. I've been faking it for years. It's mutually unbearable is the word I would use to describe it. You know what she wants some money for every month? She wants male strippers and a little party with the bowling balls and she works in a 7-Eleven. She can do these things on her own. I mean, we've tried everything. You know, you hear about these pills when you're on the porn site. You got Ron Jeremy's body, who it's even grosser than yours, telling you that he has a dick. I've never actually seen Ron Jeremy's dick, but we tried his pills. They say discreet shipping, but the mailman knows. He gives you the look. He's like, yeah, me too, bro. You know what I do? You know what I do to make money and raise my kids? I don't. Because she has my money and my kids. Since then, we noticed these white bottles were showing up at all the neighbors' houses. And eventually our neighbors, Tammy and Tommy, they got us together and they were like, hey, our sex life is falling apart. Tommy goes, yeah, I kind of want to start like a bi-monthly block party almost, but instead of loud music and balloon rides, we just fuck hard, just the whole neighborhood. What is this interview, huh? Who is it? Maybe your wife is my wife. Man, male stripper man, interview with your microphone. I know your game. No, I won't play it. You want child support now? You white little baby ambulance man, go get you crying. Miranda and I were admittedly apprehensive at first, but we came around to the idea when one night we were making love, and instead of calling out my name, she screamed, "Oh, Michael Bay, take me." And I wasn't even mad, because before I could think about what she did, in response, I said, "Ron Swanson, your vagina smells like freshly cut wood." At that moment, we looked at each other in the eyes, and we knew neither one would climax. She said, "It's time. We have to go talk to Tommy and Tammy and say, we're in. We got to do this block party thing." Ironically, that very night, the entire rest of the neighborhood came to Tommy and Tammy's house and had the same story. We can do it now. You think you're the man, and I think I'm the man. So let's have a Who's the Man contest. You ready? I'll go first. Who's the man? That's what I think of your little table. What happened here? I'll tell you what, some uncivilized folk come around, make a mess. I'll never make a mess here for you folk. I'm a great man, but I'm not here to talk about me today. You wondrous gentlemen invited me down to your own home so I can talk about my lovely wife. And boy, she's lovely. Let's just get that straight. She's a lovely woman. She's
She's a great woman. And I love my wife. I love her as much as a son. Not like a son, like I love my son. I'm not saying I don't love my son, but I don't. And my daughter.
Ever since this whole thing started, Stacy's been the one coming on to me. You know, out of all the neighbors, she's very aggressive. Over the past few months, Stacy has let herself go. And I'm sure her husband knows, right? And he just, like, we get to these parties and he pretty much pushes her towards me. To make it worse, Timmy's wife has started giving rim jobs. And I want in on that. But Stacy just won't let me go. Like, I don't know what to do. How are we going to keep Stacy out of these parties? Because she'll kick the fucking door in to give me a hand job while I have to watch Timmy over there get his asshole licked.
I'm not man enough not to drink it. It's just the table food, dude.
My wife, she's amazing in all the ways. Most women, they're real jealous, you know, and they never let their man be left alone. But my wife, she trusts me, and you need trust in a relationship.
I wouldn't say the block party has made me fall back in love with my wife. If anything, we're even more distant. We've moved them up to weekly now because everyone's relationships is falling apart. And none of us can leave because, you know, mid-20s, high on cocaine. You're not going to make your wife sign a prenup because you're dirt shit poor then. But now what do? We let them take half of it? I've only got $7 million.
We're at a point now where my wife doesn't even get mad at me when she catches me staring at my sister's ass. And that's true love, right? When you can look at another woman and that woman is your sister and you know deep down that you want to be deep down. It takes a real woman to be my wife. But I'll tell you what, my sister, she takes a real man, you know?
Acting like you're hot shit. You know who was hot shit? I was. In high school, I was almost the captain of the football team until the coach said, no, you can't show up to football games drunk. That's when I knew my coach wasn't a man. And that's how I know you're not a man. You're the kind of guy who'll play football games sober. I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not that kind of guy. I'm that kind of guy anymore. Don't look at me like I'm that kind of guy.
I mean, me and my wife, 15 years, I'm sorry, is anyone drinking it? I'm gonna, I admire me a good bit of whiskey, you know. Just enough to get you feeling tingly. Just enough to get your sister feeling tingly, your cousins feeling tingly, your daughter feeling tingly, you know. Just the whole damn family howling whiskey. You know about whiskey high? You ever go to Kentucky? They smoke whiskey. You wouldn't believe it. You heard whiskey smoke ribs? How about ribs smoke whiskey? You see cows high on whiskey. They're walking around. Pigs high on whiskey. Just all farm life. All the ugly girls are high on whiskey, and then you're high on whiskey. And the ugly girls, they don't look so ugly no more when you're high on whiskey. Hell,
I miss my wife. Okay, I miss it. I don't miss the kids though. They ruined it. I watched them. They came out, and from the day they seethed from her, my son, he looked at me. He said, "I'm gonna ruin this for you." And I looked back at him and I said, "I'm gonna ruin it for you." I punched him in the mouth. You know what that did? It made him a man. Your dad ever punched you in the mouth? Looks like it, ugly.
hear about my wife? I mean, she's okay. My sister, wow.
I don't need this. I don't need this interview. I don't need it anymore. That sucks. I don't know why it didn't work.
Well, there you have it. Do you know what love means? I know I do. It means you should replace the batteries in your audio recorder regularly, or you'll have to edit the whole video on built-in camera audio. It also means you should subscribe to this channel, because you love it. And true love is subscribing on YouTube.